Good morning, everyone. You know, when I was younger, I would read the lives of the saints. And I would often imagine myself being able to do all the heroic actions that the saints did. You know, like St. Ignatius, completely after being hurt in battle, being completely devoted to Christ after he came out of the hospital, without a shadow of doubt, and starting this huge, great, religious order. Or St. Anthony, giving up everything for the poor and becoming a hermit in the desert, just because he heard one gospel when he was young. Or even, St. Dominic, going out, begging for food, preaching the gospel on the corners of the streets. And I'd think, you know what? I can do that. I want to do that. I wanted this heroic, virtuous life. These were good things to imagine when I was young, and very good to want to do. But the truth of the matter is the greatest acts of heroic virtue are near impossible without the grace of God. And they're near impossible without first building up a foundation of small, little acts of virtue. Just as the man with the withered hand did as he was told by simply stretching out his hand, we too are asked to do seemingly small, inconsequential things. Like doing our homework, listening to our parents the first time they ask us to do something, doing the good, however small. Because as we get used to doing the small good things, the slightly harder, more difficult good things start to become easier. And then once you've mastered the medium level, then the bigger level is even easier. You can't go from doing no good acts to doing the great heroic acts of virtue overnight. We have to have small, little bits of virtue to build up to do the big things. Just like the man in the gospel. But it's very much these small, mundane, little tasks that God asks us to do that build that foundation to be a saint and to live a life of heroic virtue. My brothers and sisters, if God asks you to stretch out your hand today, if he asks you to do the seemingly inconsequential today, do it. For his grace vivifies the greatest saints and leads each one of us ever closer to himself.